Hello, tis me again. Um, it's about 10:56 p.m. on a Monday night. Um, I'm making another video because there's a lot of thoughts and questions that I have, and none of them are being answered. Um, I mean, the doctors, they were helping, they were trying to figure out what was wrong with me, what why was I ticking? Well, they didn't know I was ticking, but they assumed I was ticking at that time. That was the only diagnosis they could tell me. And so I was just thinking, why have they taken so long? I mean, I know they've got other people to see and all that stuff, but it's really frustrating having to wait, you know, and go every next doctor appointment. I they don't tell me anything. It's like I'm giving them all the information of what I'm going through, what's happening to me, and they just in return say, "All right, well, we'll up your dose in medication." It's like that doesn't help. I mean, it just makes me more tired. I mean, yesterday, I upped my dose to half a tablet of clonidine. I think it's clonidine. Anyway, and that stuff is really strong. I'm just telling you. I almost fell asleep standing up. That's how powerful it was. It's a muscle relaxant, and I was just so tired. So I stopped taking half a tablet during the day in the morning. I had to take one in the morning and a quarter of it at night. So I swapped them around. So I take a quarter in the morning, so I'm not so tired, and I take a half at night. But tonight's the first night I've taken it at night. Said night too many times, but and I'm not tired. More so, I'm more awake. Anyway, so the thing that really frustrates me is the whole. It's a tic disorder. It's like it's a label, but it's a generic label. Like when someone says you have a cold or the flu, you're like, oh, what flu do I have? Like a head cold. So it's like a generic term, and it's just frustrating that they're sitting on that tic disorder. It's I disappeared. It's magic. They're just frustrating me to no end. Oh, I forgot to mention that I also have a hematoma. It's not a hematoma, it's a hematoma. I'm not going to die. It's nothing that's dangerous to me for the moment, we hope. Basically, it's tissue that is in the back of my head that has grown in the brain, and it has grown in the wrong spot. And so it's not anything to do with my tics. It doesn't cause them, so they ruled that out. And so basically, it's just tissue that's grown in the wrong spot. But to be cautious, in 6 months, I have to get a checkup scan to make sure it's not growing or moving. So just make sure it's not going to do any damage to me, my brain. And oh my god, that's my knee. How horrible is that? Ugh. Anyway, so you just get a checkup scan for that, and that'll be fun. Not really, um, but life sucks. So hopefully, oh yeah, I lost my train of thought. Now I remembered what I was going to say. My dad's side of the family, my dad has MS, and my mum's side of the family, a few of them have epilepsy, like myclonic epilepsy. So MS was ruled out, and the myclonic epilepsy was ruled out. So they then just called it a tic disorder, and I was like, okay, does that mean it's Tourette's or? And they're like, no, no, we don't at the moment. It's just a tick. And I'm like, well, how does that happen? How do you just get a tick? What, just one day it appears? And so they were like, oh, we think it's psychological, so we'll set you up with one of our psychiatrists. And so I went and talked to them. And they were like, basically told me what the doctors told me. Yeah, it's a tic disorder. And it's like, well, thanks very much. The doctors already told me that. What's the point of you here? And so basically they said that they think it's psychological and something, triggered it, because I've had a lot of stuff happen in my life. I don't think I'm going to mention it, but I've been told that it's more than someone my age should have to handle. And apparently I've dealt with it with great maturity, beyond my years. Yay! Now, that's what my teachers say, that's what my doctor said, well, like psychologist person said. So, and that's what the school counsellor said, so, yeah. They said that, because I've had a lot of stuff happen in the past 10 years, because I'm not originally from Australia, I'm from Scotland. My parents are Scottish, my grandparents are Scottish, and I am Scottish. I just don't have the accent because I've been here long enough to lose it. But I moved in 2000, so in April, so it's my 11th year in Australia coming up soon. Exciting! And yeah, they said that, a build-up of stress and, all that kind of stuff that comes with emotional baggage and issues in life and family problems. They reckon that that was a build-up of something, the tick, and eventually it all just came out, because my dad has restless leg syndrome, and I have it, and it sort of developed when my legs would just sort of flick, quickly move rapidly, and so that then developed into, after that was in 2008, I first noticed the restless legs, and then over the years it was fine, it was just the restless legs, happened a little bit more, but that was about it. And then a week before school went back, which was in about mid to late January, then it started, the jerking started happening, and and then over the 5 days I was in the hospital, it developed into vocal, and then when I came out, it's then developed, and over the 2 weeks, it's now finally come to this. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, they're not telling me anything. They're not giving me a definite diagnosis. They're just, it's a tic disorder, but we'll just have to see what the medication does and how it progresses. And it's kind of like, oh, just shut up and tell me what's wrong. It's so frustrating, and I can't, no one at my school knows what I'm going through. No one. And so it's really difficult, to go to school, because no one understands what it's like to go through this at my school. My friend laughs because she finds it hilarious. I find that kind of offensive because I don't find it funny, and it's kind of hurtful and lonely to be alone at school. Even though I have so many great friends with so much support, I'm surrounded by, people, yet, cliche, I'm surrounded by people, yet I feel so alone. But that's literally how it feels. And when I come home, I can relax, and all my tics come out. I do them at school, but when I get home, they become more vicious. Yeah, they become more frequent and more exaggerated. I guess it's because I can relax when I'm at home, whereas at school it's kind of like, oh, I'm going to look like a retard, you know. But such is life. C'est la vie. Yeah. So, it's 11:06. Well, I'm going to head off to bed now because I have school tomorrow. And if I don't get my rest, then oh my god, my tics will be horrible tomorrow. But you know what? I'm just gonna let them out. I'm gonna try and make myself as comfortable as I can be at school tomorrow. So then, if people look at me and stare at me, then fine, so be it. I don't really care anymore. I've gone past the point where I care about what people think of my tic, or you know how they like stare at me or whatever. I just think, you know what, whatever. It's what I have. Live with it, deal with it, love it or not. I don't really care. Just don't ask me to stop or, you know, be quiet, because you know what? I can't. So, yeah. Well, thank you for anyone who's listening. If there's anyone with a similar story to mine, I'd love to hear from you, just to know that there's someone else out there that has gone through this or is going through with it. Going through it, not with it. And I'd really like to hear some of the stories. If anyone wants to share the story with me, just inbox me or leave me a comment, and hopefully hopefully I can find someone who would like to talk. Alrighty, night, bye.